Just a little introduction before we start this video. I wanted to apologize because some of the audio's bad. I didn't know I was working with a bad microphone, a headset on some of it, and apologize for that, so just stick with it. I did the best I could. I also want to say thank you to PlumX. They're the installer of the septic system, and Gene, Jesse, and Raymond, they just did a great job. Thank you, Jesse, for the lessons on how septic systems work. I appreciate that. And last is, we have a video coming up soon with our pastured pigs and a kind of a garden update with Sarah. And we just brought home 4 new kuni to our homestead here, Almost Hog Heaven. And we'll talk more about our pigs, our continued plans, or evolving and changing plans with our pastured pigs, and what's going on there. So thanks for watching.
After scene.
Oh yeah. Last thing, there's an after credit scene in this video. So stick around to the end and you'll catch that. Yesterday I got a call from the septic guy and he's coming today, and we are going to start laying that out.
The septic tank is going to go over here. We've stubbed out a 4-inch line from the foundation, and that's going to come straight out. And Gene is going to put in a concrete tank right about here. This tree is going to have to come out, and the concrete tank will he'll need room to set that because he's got to back the truck up and use the lift to swing it out over and put it in the ground. They're going to put in a concrete tank rather than a plastic tank. Right now, the availability of plastic tanks, he would have to go a few hours away to get it, and there's a lot of extra costs of putting a plastic tank in. With the plastic tank, it would have to be set on a sand bed and then backfilled with gravel. He's only concerned about getting that truck down here and lifting that concrete tank up and off and over into the hole, because the way grade is here, you can see here he's got outlined in orange where the tank is going to set. That tank is just off the corner of the house. Up here is where we put the line in, the 4-inch line, which they'll tie into. So the pipe going into the septic tank is a 4-inch line that comes out and we'll run downhill into the tank. See where we've parged. That's roughly about where we're going to bring the fill up to, and that puts the pipe low enough for Gene, and it puts the footer well below the 30-inch frost line. Where he's digging right now is going to be the beginning of the first one, and that's going to run towards me. They're going to be about parallel to the house. A second one will come down here, and a third one down where this brush pile is. These lines will be 80 foot end to end, need to run with 6 feet in between them at a minimum. So right now Gene is shooting the elevation with the laser to find level ground from one to the other to start this first line. And the 80 foot lines need to be level end to end, and they'll kind of then go downhill. So there'll be 3 lines, 1, 2, 3, downhill from each other. The reason we want to do the field here is this is just on the south side of the house, and what that will do is we're going to leave some select trees in between the house and the drain field to let them grow and develop and let the crowns mature, and that will help with shading, especially in the summertime on the south side. And then there'll be a clearing here where the drain field will be, which will give us an area to work off of for if my mom wants to do gardening, greenhouse. This will kind of be where a lot of that will happen. But it also helps, this is where the view is, through the trees here. There's a mountain range. So if we clear more in here and then do more select clearing down into the woods there, I think we can pick up a little bit of the view.
So here's my tank.
Yeah.
I'm fighting for length. I'm fighting to get my feet.
Okay.
So what I want to do is bring it in and actually go this way and try to go down.
Okay.
To give me room. Watch this tree. I can dig around it, but I'm afraid we're going to really damage the roots. Put it on right here.
Okay.
And we'll put another one.
So this will be your second line?
Yeah, this is the first. Right?
Okay, first line. Okay, gotcha. Tank. First line. Okay.
We're going to actually try to sneak 2 lines in here. We're going to keep one up here and then one down. We'll see.
This is where the perk test was done. It's just off from where the drain field is going to be installed. We're putting in a larger system now because you never know. We're actually doing a job that has a system that was put in, and now they want to put a carriage house in with kind of an in-law suite above. So adding an extra bedroom and a bathroom requires them to add on to the drain field. So we're having to go in and put another line in a drain field where everything has already been complete, healed over, and it's a lot of work and very invasive to go in and add another line like that. So if in the future something was ever added onto this house or a studio was put in with maybe a bathroom, the system could handle an extra bathroom, bedroom, and without having to come in and expand the drain field.
Boy, that thing is sharp. 245.
I think we can get it. We're coming the side.
Which way is the tank sitting? This way?
Yeah, I'm going to lay the tank this way.
And it's going to come straight into it.
Yeah, so there'll be
Gotcha.
tanks have a wall on 3 sides. Come in here. Straight out that end.
So if I just put it down this way a little bit.
I think you should shift it because here's the tank. Here's the tank. Center. Good.
Okay. That's good.
I'm going to, you get your box set and I'm going to rip it down to the first line. I'm going to start the first line. You just
they go in, you gotta pack it in with the foot.
So you're saying inspector wants to see all the pipe or sometimes just the ends?
He wants to see all this pipe.
Okay.
And then the cavers, some inspectors, you know if this is Hampshire County?
Hampshire, yeah.
It is still?
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll just leave vans open.
Okay.
Some counties, they want us to leave, have the whole thing open, where you can see it.
Okay.
But if it's Hampshire County, it'll be Garrett. And he just wants to see it.
So one of the nice things about where we're building Mom's house is it's pretty close to where we live. That's a big reason why she bought this lot, and makes it very easy to build there. And it's actually closer to go there than to our office in town. And the septic installers, they're doing good. They don't need me there. We've got everything laid out and situated. We had this is a 4th of July weekend, had a long weekend, and I am behind on work, so I'm just coming home to get caught up on some design work and some paperwork. But I want to check in, and rather than drive back over there, Mom's house is just a drone flight away. So I'm gonna just launch the drone. I got to do that from the roof here. That way I can maintain a line of sight and throughout the flight path, which is required when you fly a drone. And I'm only flying over a few different properties. I know these neighbors, so there's no problem with flying over private property. And it's just right over the way. So it's a pretty sweet thing. I'm just gonna launch it from here, go over there, see how things are going, and check in, and hopefully just get back to work. So they're working really quick, but they've already got in 2 lines that I can see. One ends right here. This is that stretch, that first line they were working on. And the second ends right here, which comes on this side of the tree, and the third, which goes right here. Yeah, I can see. So I go 1, 2, 3 through the drain field. I'll talk to them about the trees that remain and any hazards that the roots might present. I believe that the way these drain fields are done now, there's a lot less hazard from roots, especially from established trees. Yeah, so they've got the 2 lines in, which one ends out here, second one ends there, and coming over, and here's where the second one begins and the first one begins. So here's chamber 2, chamber 1. This is the line that's going to run down here for the third line. And right now they're digging out for the septic tank. And I can hear that rock. I'm very familiar with that rock. Yeah, I don't envy their situation right now. I'm very familiar with this rock and shale. You can hear it. It's just grinding away at the lower levels. It's just so much shale in here. This is what I hit when excavating the foundation wall, and it's brutal, but they're getting it. How deep does it need to be? What's that? Okay, Jesse, so how does the septic system work?
So the solids and liquids run out of the house into the tank and hit a wall in the tank, which slows everything down so it doesn't come rushing through. And the solids stay in the tank, which are filtered out by a baffle in here. And then the liquids run out this pipe into the distribution box.
So inside the distribution box, how's that work?
So the water, we'll check this with some water. We'll fill it up to down here, and we'll level all these up to the surface of the water. So as this fills up, it'll all drain out each line, like the same amount, each one.
So once that water's in their level, you rotate it
Until it's
so water
the water
goes out each one at the same rate. Okay.
Yep.
What are those called?
These things?
Yeah.
Speed levers.
Speed levers. Got it. Okay.
And then it runs into the chambers and spreads out over the ground evenly.
Okay. So the water just spreads out on the ground and percolates
Yep.
into the ground.
Yep.
And okay. Gotcha.
Yep.
The access cap here is for just.
It says like when something breaks, like if this thing backs up, we can take this off. It's the first thing to check. We check in there and see if this thing's working. Because if it's full, solids will start going into it.
Okay.
And so that's what we'll check first thing.
Okay.
Make sure. And so
But that will get buried mostly, or is it get?
It'll get completely buried. This is
Okay.
the only thing that's.
All right. And this will stick above grade.
Yep. And when
A few inches.
Yeah,
Okay.
right there.
Okay. So as the solids come in to this side of the tank here, they hit the wall and it slows everything down. As the liquid over here rises, it goes out to here. Wastewater sewage flows from the house to the septic tank. The tank is designed to retain wastewater and allow heavy solids to settle to the bottom where they are partially decomposed by bacteria. The bacteria only breaks down approximately 50% of the solids. Therefore, solids accumulate on the bottom of the tank to form a layer of sludge. Grease and light particles float, forming a layer of scum on top of the wastewater. Baffles are installed at the inlet and outlet of the tank to slow down the water movement and prevent the scum and solids from escaping. The wastewater leaves the septic tank and enters the distribution box. As the water rises in the distribution box, it reaches the outlets, each set at the same level so the water enters the distribution lines and goes to the drainfield percolation chambers at the same rate. This ensures that one line is not overloaded with too much water. Here the water then slowly seeps into the soil. Dissolved waste and bacteria in the water are then trapped by soil particles or are decomposed by microorganisms that live in the first 3 feet of the soil. These processes remove disease-causing organisms, organic matter, and most nutrients. The purified wastewater then either moves into the groundwater or evaporates from the soil.